so Thailand for a month last year to do Fruit Winter.
And that was that's your festival, and it's your first time ever putting it on?
It was actually the second time.
Oh, it was the second.
And this year will be the third. And yeah, it was more like official this year, which is why I think some people thought this last year was the first time. The first time was kind of like, I just want to go to Thailand. I hope other people will go. I'll make this festival.
Nice.
Hopefully it'll work out. And it did. And it was really exciting. And so
how many people did you get the first time?
About 40.
Cool.
Yeah, which felt great to me.
Was that people that happened to be in Thailand that were like, I'm going to come, or people that were sort of scheduled around a trip to come?
We had both, yeah, which was really impressive to me. People scheduled trips specifically for Fruit Winter Fest, and I was just like, wow, this can really be a thing.
Yeah. And so what goes on in the festival from morning to evening? Because I know it's a free festival, right?
Yeah,
there's
100%
no
free.
Tickets to come in. And there's a lot of talk about that these days, because there's festivals that are an entry fee that provide a lot of services, and there's some that's sort of, hey, I'm just someone who's into organizing, and you organize people together and everyone pitches in, and so that's kind of the style of Winterfest.
Yeah, I really wanted to create a festival that anyone and everyone could come to, and regardless of financial restriction, and also regardless of diet, regardless of anything. Like, I really wanted people to just come together. So the best way for me to kind of offer that was to make it free, so more people have the opportunity to do it. And
so walk me through a day.
A day, sure. Okay, yeah, so we have meetups scheduled every day, so every day would be a little bit different. Generally speaking, we would meet at the park in Chiang Mai and go from there, whether it's a bike ride or taking a song tao to a destination. We'd eventually find our way to somewhere cool. One place would be like the lake. So we'd go to the lake and have a big fruit luck and hang out and maybe do some exercises, maybe have like a plank off competition or do some acro or whatever, and go swimming, and then go back to the park maybe and hang out a bit longer. A lot of people would meet up for dinner in the evenings, or maybe go do classes in Chiang Mai, or maybe go get massages. So every day we had a scheduled meetup where everyone would tend to participate in, and then after that it was kind of a free-for-all, and you kind of get together with your smaller groups.
And like, does anyone say, hey, I want to do a little class on this, and if you want to come, I'll be at the park at this time? Is it that kind of vibe?
Yeah, absolutely. We have a whole Facebook page that you can post in and organize anything you want to organize. The meetups on the website are like set, so we don't add meetups as they come, because it would just get too complicated. But if someone wanted to like offer a yoga class, or say like, hey, I'm going to set up my Slack line at 3, like let's meet at the park, they could do that right on the Facebook page, and everyone's alerted to it right away.
And does everyone stay in one hotel? And also, how does the eating work out? Like, because most people, I guess, are Rotel 4 style, would you say, come to your festival, vegans? Yeah,
I think most people were probably Rotel 4. A lot of people were, more 100% raw or whatever, closer to it as well. And the food is just, do your own food, man. That's great. If you want to share, let's share. But
how does that work? Because like, I'm so used to having my cutting board and my knife, and you have your bowls. Like, what does a meal in Thailand? Because it's also completely different fruits there. So, how do you make like I'm curious, how do you make a meal if you find a really banging fruit stand somewhere and you're like, okay, this is where I'm going to take my food for the day? How does that look for you?
That looks like bananas or mangoes or mangosteens or rambutans or something that looks good at the time.
So it's sort of all things you could just throw in a bag and just crack open with your hands.
It's easy peasy, like maybe you need a knife, maybe some water to clean your face, which is available throughout the city. So it's pretty easy. And then like for salad time, you might want to buy like $1 cheap plastic cutting board and like a knife at the market and have that in your hotel room. You also might just want to go out and get a $2 salad or a $3 salad. If you're into cooked food, you can get a $3, $4 meal that'll blow your mind, So a lot of people did that. It'd be raw fruit in its whole form throughout the day, and then the evening get together and have like an amazing curry or papaya salad with rice or whatever it is, potatoes, whatever you're into.
Would you say Chiang Mai is really the place with the best fruit, like when it comes to Thailand? Because I hear people talking just about different things. And like, you know, the Thai Fruit Fest is in Chiang Mai too, and that's in the summer. I feel like your guys is sort of, you're trying to make it like the winter version of that festival in a way.
Well, not to compete with anyone else. We actually had Fruit Winter first,
okay.
which is totally cool that other people are putting up other festivals in Chiang Mai. It's awesome. I think they are similar and also really different. As far as the fruit goes, summer is definitely going to be a better time for fruit. There's no question about it. But winter, in my opinion, is a better time to visit for other reasons. So obviously it's cold in other parts of the world. It's great to get out to visit Chiang Mai.
Right, because it's not like it's winter weather in Chiang Mai in January,
it's super comfortable in January. In the summer, it's pretty
really hot
and pretty humid, which is great for fruit, but maybe not so great for humans. I don't know. I mean, as far as comfortability goes, I think winter is a great time to be there, and the fruit is fantastic during winter. It's not it's not like the States where you're struggling to find stuff.
Yeah. Are you a durian head?
I love durian. It's not phenomenal during the winter. You can get it, and it's pretty good. It's a little bit more pricey, and it's not going to be as good as summer.
Have you been to any other fruit festivals before?
Woodstock, a couple of times.
You went to Woodstock?
Yes.
What is your emotion or feeling around the end of Woodstock for... I mean, I say end, but I feel like someone's just going to pick it up, or someone's going to do something. But, you know, they made a formal closing statement recently, a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
And I actually posted a video on it. I have my opinions, but what is it for you?
Yeah, I mean, it was... I was like 3 months raw when I went to the festival, 2.5 months, and so it was like a big deal for me. I really needed that festival, and it was pretty life-changing. I'm going to go this year, I guess, to the last one. Sweet. So
see you there.
We'll have a blast.
Yeah.
And I'm just really thankful that, I'm thankful for the people who put it on, who put so much time and energy into it. I can imagine it's a ton of work.
Yeah.
And I don't really know the exact reasons for why it's ending, but I'm sure there's good ones. And, you know, it makes sense. I think there's a lot of new festivals popping up all over the place.
Yeah, I think that's what's so cool.
It's so cool.
And it's opening up room for other people to say, hey, I want to be, you know, the next cool festival. And not in a competitive way, but...
No, but anyone can do it. And I think that's the cool thing, you know? You just it takes a little energy. And if you're into it, do it. Because it'll happen. Like, people want these things.
Yeah, Woodstock was really big for me, too. Like... I don't know if you know about my journey, but I went into Woodstock after 2 years of being vegan, a very clean, high-carb, definitely not raw vegan diet, but more starch-based, McDougall-style approach. And after going to Woodstock, I was 100% raw for 9 months.
Wow.
I mean,
and so was that just like seeing all the people doing it, or what was it for you?
It was a few things. I had been kind of hip to the idea a few months before I went, and I did all my research, and I knew the community online, and I read 80-10-10, and I was like, okay, this makes sense. I like this. I haven't ever put it into place ever, but I understand, and I went in not thinking I was going to be fully raw at all. Like, people were asking me, and I was like, no, don't worry. I'm not going to become fruitarian when I come out of Woodstock. And little did I know, it was just through, you know, to me, like, I'm very emotion-based, but also science-based, and I like to see examples of people who have done it. And one thing I can say about Woodstock is I had an incredible time and met loving, cool, inspiring people, and you also learn information from men and women that have been doing this for a long time that you just can't argue with. Like, for me, I saw these 75-year-old men walking on their hands, and what can you say to that? Like, what community, whether it's in the Western medical community that has the highest level of quote-unquote information and drugs, they're not doing this stuff. Like, like, they're not. You can't find it anywhere, and also, you're the happiest you've ever been if you gorge on fruit for a week, and I've never done that before. Like, your body sends you a message of just like, thank you,
man,
appreciate it.
You're right.
And I was 100% fully raw for 9 months, and the reason, actually, just a few weeks ago, I started to loosen up my diet, incorporate cooked foods, even though, honestly, most days I'm still eating fully raw, and every day I'm eating only fruit the entire morning and afternoon. is simply, you know, I go to school in Colorado. The last few months, all I ate was bananas and dates and pears for a while, and like it doesn't make the most sense to eat a low quality 100% raw diet in a place that I think really doesn't cater for it. Like, trust me, I was not miserable. If I was miserable, I would have changed it, but. You know, I'm an ethical vegan activist. I want to engage with college students who are eating a standard diet to say, hey, let's change those beef burgers to, you know, veggie meats. Like that's why I'm here.
Right.
Diet nutrition is something that is super interesting to me, and that's why I navigate through different things. But personally, I really don't care if someone's eating a relatively clean, high-carb vegan diet versus a fully raw diet. That's not why I'm in the community to change. For some people it is, and those people are awesome, and I love them and respect them and keep doing exactly that. But as the kind of representative I want to be, I found myself at my school, people started to associate vegan, because I'm the fruit vegan guy at my school. I go to a small liberal arts school in Colorado.
Everybody knows who the banana
Everyone knows, and I'm outspoken about it.
Right.
And people started to associate veganism with fruitarianism.
Wow.
They really did.
That's awesome.
Like, oh, I can never go vegan, I can't eat like you. And I would have to be like, no. Like, I do something very different. Okay. And ultimately I was like, I had to kind of give myself a check and be like, why am I here to do this? I need to change my habits a little bit in order to be in alignment with what I want Plantriotic in my work to be.
That really makes sense. I like that they're equating veganism with fruit, at least, because I mean that is really
I still believe in that.
Such a good base.
Yeah.
But I do like, you know, modeling what can work on a more sustainable level for people maybe who are still eating a sad diet.
Yeah.
Because it's a big switch.
Yeah.
And it was really solidifying for me at that moment, like when I went to Woodstock, because it was at the point where I was like really doing well with the diet and loved it, but I needed it to be modeled to me. I needed to see other people experiencing health and vitality, and I did. And so it really cemented that in my foundation, in my core, that like this is real. This is real. It's tough when you're eating that way and all around you people are saying that's not healthy, dude.
Yeah.
Like it's tough to keep that resolve and just believe it because it's good for you.
Just emotionally,
emotionally it's draining. Yeah.
I find that so much too. Like when people find out I went from just being kind of vegan to raw, they're like, but like, why would you do that? Like, what's the point? It's so unhealthy. And it's just like,
wow.
How do you navigate? You know, we have to wrap it up pretty quick, but for someone who's trying to get into this lifestyle, who has a family that is eating, you know, animal products every day, who thinks that it's the staple to the diet, and saw a YouTube video, read a book, and wants to change, maybe is living with their family, like, what do you recommend? Kind of real tools, tangible tools for someone who's interested in improving their health and lifestyle through a plant-based diet, who knows they're in a community that they're going to have drawback. How do they navigate that?
I think it all comes back to self-love. You know, if you learn to love yourself, you'll know that what is best for you is what's best for you, regardless of what anyone else is telling you. So I don't generally offer practical tools for stuff like that because I'm so focused on, like, if we get the self-love down, everything else is easy, man.
Right.
You can do anything you want to do if you learn to love yourself.
Right. And for someone that's like, oh, but I just want that little solution,
little tidbit.
I think we can sort of compare it to, no, you don't want a Band-Aid to put over a wound. You want to stop stabbing yourself in the first place.
Totally.
And that sort of comes back.
Yeah, thank you. I think that's a great analogy.
So just to wrap it up, I'll try to throw out a few small questions. Okay. What are your favorite YouTube channels?
I don't watch YouTube. I did a lot. For the first year that I was doing the diet, absolutely needed it. Right now, I spend all of my time editing videos, talking to clients, and doing acro yoga. So I think it's a very beneficial thing for people. It was so beneficial for me, but I don't really spend any time watching it anymore.
What were some of your favorite ones that helped you out the most?
Thanks. Yeah, Durian Ryder inspired the heck out of me in the beginning 3 years ago when I needed someone for inspiration. That's who I turned to. so that was my main squeeze. Yeah, it was mostly during Ryder.
All right, what's your favorite fruit-based meal to have?
Watermelon. Yeah, it's been my favorite forever, and it's still my favorite. A good watermelon.
I know.
Nothing like it.
Honestly, I agree too. And after, like, as I said, having this winter in Colorado of just like very lower water content, very dense sugary foods like dates and bananas, which are like the best. I still have those things every day. Having just a
you need the water. It's like, oh
I know, it's amazing.
It's a whole different thing.
Okay, what music do you listen to?
Oh man, I love music. I listen to so
Austin's
much different music.
place
It is, but I haven't been to see any yet.
Really?
I've just been doing other things. It'll happen. Right now, I've been listening to a Pandora station that is Electric Magnolia Company. It's a lot of sad music, but I like sad music a lot, so hit it up. Also, Alt J is a really good radio station. Okay.
Cool. And what are the rest of? Do you have any summer plans that you're excited about or want to talk about? I guess you're going to Woodstock.
Yeah, gonna road trip up to Woodstock. That'll be a blast.
Oh, nice.
Hang out in Rhode Island, Massachusetts, New York, and then hit up Woodstock. It's gonna be a blast. A lot of summer plans, actually. Yeah, a lot going on. I'm excited about it.
Cool. And if anyone wants to check out what you're doing, where are the best places to do that? I guess you got your YouTube channel, Handymanbananas.
Yeah, and I think basically the shooting off point would be handymanbananas.com. From there you can find fruitwinterfest.com, you can find ConorMcMillen.com, and you can find the YouTube channels associated with each.
Cool. And, you know, this guy has so much to offer, whether it's just browsing his YouTube channel and talking about random topics from fitness to poop to anything. That's a great way to do it. It's free, and he's really entertaining and fun. But, you know, also if you heard anything that really strikes you and inspires you and you want to kind of take this to the next level, all of his services are, you know, pretty cheap. They're online, and, you know, don't be afraid to love yourself and to work on yourself. I think it's so much easier to just go with the status quo that you feel ambivalent about yourself or that you judge yourself. It's really easy.
Yeah, it is.
It's so sad that the negative connotations are what is the easy way to kind of flow through your experience. But when I started to love myself, which I really do, it beats any super green kale juice blend that I've ever had. Like, I know you can buy that for, you know, $6 at your local organic juice bar, but doing the real hard, deep inner work, you know, is I think what's best. So any parting words? Thank you for coming on the show.
Thanks so much for having me. It's always great to talk about self-love. I mean, I love it. I think it's amazing, and I love that you're promoting it. And it is harder in a lot of ways to do that than to buy the $6 kale powder. But in other ways, it's a lot easier too. And it's a lot more sustainable. And ultimately, you're going to have a lot more fun loving yourself than doing anything else in the world, in my opinion.
Well, you're going to like how we take out the show. Plantriotic, much love.
Much love.
And remember to check out the Plantriotic podcast on iTunes or plantriotic.com.